I've noticed something about people in games here lately because I've really kind of throttled back and just been playing just a couple games. A couple of the newer games, been piddling around with Borderlands 2 and got to a certain point and it just got entirely too hard to do the main story without leveling up. I don't feel like leveling up right now. And then I've been playing a shit ton of League of Legends here lately because after taking a 2 or 3 month break from the game, I came back, and in between that break, I've been watching gameplay, reading up on it, understanding how items work for certain characters, how certain rune sets and masteries work with certain characters, and really gaining a better understanding. And I'm still learning a tons about the game. But I've noticed some of the big timers out there that used to play the game and used to stream like 24 hours a day, either them or someone that they played with a lot, don't play anymore. And it's not just one person, it's a lot of people out there. And I hear that, until they fix this and until they fix that, I'm not going to play. Or the classic one, oh, League of Legends is too easy. You need to go play Dota. Dota's where it's at. Well, if that's the case and League of Legends is so easy, then how come it is that you guys out there that boast how easy League of Legends is, how come you're not playing ranked? And how come you don't, post out there that, my ladder rankings, top 100, top 10, I'm #1 in the world, if it's so easy? And then whenever you ask that, we'll get the response, well, it's because of all these noobs that you get teamed with. Well, get you a team. Well, it's hard to find people to play, and it's just one thing after another excuses as to why they don't play whenever they were so elite at playing the game. And I've really stepped back and realized that it takes a lot more skill to play the game than people are willing to admit. And yes, they do have their issues, just like every game out there has. There's not a game on the market that doesn't have some type of issue that needs to be addressed. Now, true enough, the devs do need to get on the connection issue, the latency issue. They need to get the Brazilians, no offense, Brazilian brothers, they need to get the Brazilians and all the Hispanic people on their own servers and make them play on them, because they kill the latency. I don't care what anybody says, with their 500 to 1,000 ping coming into the game, and that just ruins it for the entire team. In my opinion, I think it should be based on where you live, actually, whether it's North America, Europe, Asia, and all that, and stick to the servers in which you live. I mean, that only makes sense. And if you do choose to play with people from overseas, unless you're like on a pro team, I still don't understand why you would actually need to do that. But yeah, they have connection issues. Yeah, they have people that are exploiting a couple of things. I think there was rumor on the Vine that a little while back they had this hack called Drop Hack, where it was making people actually lose connection. That was supposed to be addressed. And people are saying that the Riot crew, the Riot devs, are more concerned with skins and appearance of the game than they are the actual game itself. And I have seen where they have actually fixed, and we have to understand something. It wasn't too long ago that League of Legends was actually named the #1 played game in the world. Okay? And that's a big boast to be able to say that. More than, I don't know if World of Warcraft was actually in that. Maybe it was. I don't know, because we're talking about two different genres altogether. But of all games, that kind of puts that in the mix. I didn't research it. I just read it. I think it was on IGN, it was on Riot, and there was a video posted up as well by a couple of people on YouTube about this, and it was tweeted and Facebooked, and they didn't really hype it that much, but that just tells you how many people actually play the game. Over 530,000 confirmed viewers on the streams alone. This past weekend for the semifinals that never got finished. They actually finished them yesterday. The final World Final Season 2 is going to be Saturday. And the reason why I'm telling you all this is I've really stepped back and gathered my thoughts on what games do I like to play. What games am I good at? What games take the skill set, but actually a team set as well. And I thought, even back to Diablo 2, and I thought about games like Borderlands, and I thought about games like Call of Duty, and all the other games that go along with that are co-op to team type games, and even MMOs like Rosh Online and different things like that. And I believe that League of Legends is one of the top games to me, mainly because it is the #1 free-to-play game in the world, period, the end. And that cannot be contested. Hopefully, Riot is hearing the screams of everybody and their suggestions of tournament play and the fixes that they need to do, and the actual gameplay for us, the players that are actually making Riot what they are by spending our dollars in their cash shop for skins and boosts and everything else that they offer. And yeah, over the past 6 months, I guess. Well, I guess, no, since January. So what is it, 10 months? I've probably dropped about $100 to them. Yeah, that's probably about it, because I believe like every 2 weeks for a little while there, I was spending like $10, and it's been long enough to where I can say I've spent at least $100 with them. And is that a lot? No, but that's what I'm able to do. And it actually helps the devs, and it helps us to do whatever it is we're doing in the game, whether it be a skin or an IP boost to buy that champion that you want a little bit faster. And they do have a lot of incentives like that. They're actually working on an honor system now, to where people that have max honor and all that, they're going to trial phase is what I read up on it, to where if you get enough people to actually like you as a player in 4 different categories, they'll have incentives. They're working on an incentive program, which that's awesome. So I mean, we're still looking at a new, not beta, but still progressing and evolving game, and we could put it in the same classification tournament-wise as StarCraft. StarCraft is a 1v1 type of game. True enough, it is not a MOBA. It's not massively online as far as playing a team goes. It's not a battle arena, but it is the same type of game where it's PvP. And, you know, the best person wins out over the other one's base until you either make them submit or you just kick their ass and kill their Nexus. So it's evolving just like StarCraft and StarCraft 2. And how long did it really take for that game to explode into the phenomenon in which it is now, that being StarCraft, StarCraft 2. StarCraft is still being played as a professional sport, and it's been out since, God, I couldn't even tell, the 90s now, I think. So we're looking at, you know, an early game. Yeah, it's been almost, what, 4 years now, maybe 5, since beta, since the alpha and, you know, the open beta, closed beta. I remember back, golly, when I first met Storm and T2 and all the guys back then that were playing it, and actually they got into the first hours of the game, and that hasn't been since '08, so it's got to be '08, 9, 10, 11, 12, so it's got to be at least 5 years. And for a game to be evolved into what it is, if they just tweak out the tech, it's going to be awesome. And the bottom line to me making this video is that if you haven't tried League of Legends yet, and I have run across tons of my own friends that have not played League of Legends, you need to give it a go. But I do warn you, don't install it and think that you're going to go into a regular game and be the man, okay? Get in there, play some bot games, get the feel of the characters, and then get in there and play with somebody that knows how to actually teach you a little bit until you get your feet wet. Because it's not one of them games where you're just hauling ass and you're going to be the man. I'm telling you. If you are, then you need to go into tournament play. You need to compete for that $2 million prize pool, which it was this year. Get you a four other team members and get in there and do it. All right, because if you're that good, then that's what you need to do. And I don't know. I was kind of thinking about trying to get 3 more people. Me and Guntoad play all the time. Eclipse plays with us. Eclipse 10 here from YouTube plays sometimes with him. and we make a pretty good 3-man team, but I don't feel it as far as being a full-time team. I believe Guntoad would be willing to do it, and I would love to find 3 other people that aren't all gung-ho, thinking that they're all that and 3 bags of chips to play on a regular basis. And when I say on a regular basis, at least 3 days a week, maybe 4 days a week, 3 to 5 games a day. That's about reasonable, I would think, because each game lasts between, I'd say, 30 minutes to an hour. If you get into a long battle, at least 30 minutes. If you're killing people between, 20 and 30 minutes, then, like I said, you need to go pro. What are you waiting for? There's money to be made, and that's it. That's the bottom line. So, I don't know. I'm going to play it, and the ultimate bottom line, below the bottom line, is that I've really been enjoying myself as far as playing League of Legends. And it's been a bit of a ramble, but you get the idea. If you haven't tried it, it's free. You ain't got nothing to lose. Play it, level up on it, get with some people that you know how to play with, or make a custom game with a couple of friends and do it that way. And it's not just the regular gameplay where it's 5 versus 5. There's a 3 versus 3. What is it? Twisted Tree Line, I think is what they call it. Then there's a ARAM where there's all random, all mid, where it's one lane and it's team against team, and you can make custom games where it's 1v1. So, I mean, you can do whatever you want. It's much, like I said, it's a lot like StarCraft, in which you have the main body, and then you have all these other ones. And I didn't even mention Dominion. Dominion is a very popular part of League of Legends as well. Very fast-paced. I think most of those games last between 10 and 15 minutes each. So if you are strapped on time, as far as playing a game that you have to be there for, Dominion's where it's at. So yeah, I haven't really played Dominion a whole lot. I think I played it like maybe 3 times. I wasn't feeling it, but it wasn't because of the pace of the game. It's because I straight up just don't understand what to do. That's the bottom line. I have to really get into that. So if you haven't tried it, do it. And I'm really surprised I haven't heard anything about Evil Geniuses coming up with a pro League of Legends team. I must have totally missed that one, but I looked on all the lists that I see, and I don't see one. If there is a League of Legends Evil Genius team, they must be hiding, or they must not be that good. I'm going to end it there because that's enough of a ramble. Hope you enjoyed it. And by the way, it is I, craftchest, and it's a craft of mind. Go out there and have some fun. Play some games. Live life and give thanks that we can.